What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Brandon, and in today's video, we're going to be highlighting some of Warren Buffett's top dividend stocks for 2019. We'll take a look at his current portfolio, kind of break down the holdings in order. And if you haven't got the chance to check out this website, it will be linked down in the description below for anybody interested. But this is the source that we'll be using for today's video, which details his current holdings as of the official filings for his Berkshire Hathaway portfolio. Now, dividend stocks, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are well aware, dividend stocks are some of the most valuable investments that you can make in your portfolio. When you have a company that's able to pay a dividend year after year after year, that typically shows signs that the company is financially stable. They've often been around for quite a long time and they're managing their cash flows properly in order for them to reward the shareholders with a cash payment quarter after quarter after quarter. And especially where we stand today, with all these talks of a recession looming and there's a recession on the horizon, if you're able to invest in some quality dividend stocks that you're receiving income quarter after quarter after quarter, even if the share price drops on these stocks, you're still receiving a reliable source of income or a reliable stream of income into your portfolio, which can really help with stabilizing the overall performance over time. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, as always, be sure to give it a thumbs up. But the first stock that we'll be highlighting is the company Apple. And you may be thinking to yourself, and rightfully so, that Apple is not your typical quote-unquote dividend stock. It currently yields 1.69%, which is relatively small, sub 2% dividend. However, this is Buffett's largest position in their Berkshire portfolio, currently making up about 21%. And although the stock does have a relatively small dividend, this is a prime example of a company with the ability to grow this dividend over time. As of their 2019 Q1 earnings report, reading here, we delivered over $13 billion to our investors during the quarter through dividends and share repurchases. Our net cash balance was $130 billion at the end of the quarter, and we continue to target a net cash neutral position over time. So sitting on an absolute boatload of money, $130 billion sitting in cash is not something to be overlooked. What that does is it gives the company Apple the ability to continue paying and growing their dividend over the years. And especially if we were to enter into a rough patch where the economy starts slowing down, consumers start spending less, because they've got that pile of cash to kind of back themselves on, Buffett can rely on this stock to pay consistent dividends quarter after quarter while raising that dividend. And that's why we see it represented right now as currently his largest position. Now, the second largest holding in Buffett's portfolio, which currently sits at around 12% of his overall weighting, is the company Bank of America. And again, this is a company with not a huge yield. It's just hovering around 2%, but despite a smaller yield, this company has paid uninterrupted dividends since 1903. So that's over 100 years of consecutive dividend payments. So you can see why Buffett has such confidence in this company and why it represents such a large weighting of his overall portfolio. And for those of you that aren't aware, banks and financial institutions, these companies are well known for being some of the most reliable dividend payers out there. Banks and these large financial institutions such as insurance companies, they are great at pulling in consistent revenues and net incomes. And even better, we highlight here a 20% payout ratio, meaning that they're essentially paying out 20% of their earnings in dividends. So with such a healthy payout ratio, only paying out 20% of their earnings and the ability to pull in consistent revenue year after year after year, you can see why, although again, not a super large dividend, this is still one of his favorite dividend paying stocks out there. The third largest position as of Buffett's portfolio currently is yet another bank stock, but this one with a much more attractive yield, currently hovering around that 3.6% mark. This one represents about 10% of his overall portfolio, and it's the company Wells Fargo. This is one of America's largest and most well-known banks. Now, Wells Fargo has been under a bit of pressure over the recent years, just based on the way the company is operating, kind of from a reputability standpoint. The company has run into a number of scandals, the fraudulent accounts probably being the most high profile, and this was really not too long ago. I'm sure you can look up some more details online if you're interested. But as for the dividend, yet again, a very reliable one. In January of this year, they increased their dividend by 4.7%, which is currently sitting at 45 cents per quarter. And with the current yield of 3.61%, this actually puts it right in line with the industry average. Coming in at number 4, this is arguably Buffett's favorite stock of all time. It currently yields about 3.5% as well, and also represents a decent chunk of his portfolio at about 10% of the overall weighting. It's the company Coca-Cola, ticker KO. And Buffett has mentioned countless times that this is a stock that he wants to hold for years and years to come. Now, Coca-Cola has established itself as one of the world's most recognizable and successful brands over the years. And despite some trends working against them, such as the consumer preference changing, people trying to drink healthier and whatnot, Coke has done an outstanding job of adapting and bringing in all sorts of brands to help diversify their business. The company just raised their annual dividend for the 56th consecutive year, and it just goes to show how fundamentally strong this company is. Its current yield is actually well above the industry average for its beverage peers, which sits at 2.28%. So you can see why this is one of Buffett's favorite dividend stocks. It's actually one of his favorite stocks, period. Now, the last stock that we'll be highlighting in this video is another financial institution. And if you haven't noticed already, with the money that Buffett currently has invested, he seems to be really liking the financial sector. It's the company JP Chase. Now, this stock actually only represents a smaller chunk of his portfolio. It only makes up about 2.67%, but the reason that I highlighted in today's video is that in their most recent quarter, Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett actually increased this position by 40%, which he states that he feels the price is currently attractive. In fact, it says here that he regrets not getting into JP Morgan earlier. But JP Morgan currently yields about a 3.07% dividend. Again, very competitive for the banking sector, and in late last year, they actually announced a 42.9% increase to the dividend, bringing it up to 80 cents per share. So another stock that Buffett can rely on for steady income into his portfolio. So guys, those are some of Warren Buffett's top dividend stocks for 2019. Like I said, the source that I am using for this video is going to be down in the description below. If you're interested in checking it out, you can go take a look at the rest of his holdings, dividend stocks and non-dividend stocks. But it's really tough to go wrong when you're investing in some of these high quality dividend stocks, especially these stocks that have a history of increasing their dividends over time, and you can count on them for reliable payments. Especially if you're willing to take those dividends and reinvest it back into your portfolio. That just gives you that much more capital to compound. It's a bigger base. Rather than drawing that out of your portfolio, it's just a bigger base to compound and grow your wealth over time. If you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I post a video every Monday, so subscribe. We also do a weekly review every Saturday, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Also, if you're interested in partaking in our giveaway for the annual membership to our group, you can head over to our recent 3 stocks to buy video. The instructions will be there for you guys, super easy. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.